life I've barely spoken. Your words have been so broken. I've been under your hypnosis. Why did I sip that potion? I'm so done with holy ghosting. My birth, it is an omen. Lay me down up in the ocean until you see no motion. Right now I can barely focus. I'm showing no emotion. On your knees, show your devotion. My skin is black but golden. I'm not here for bragging, boasting. Ain't lying, I've been chosen. Mind is burning, heart's exploding. This is my magnum opus. Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but still I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me? Step in the fire, get ready to take it higher. Real coming out your amplifier. Y'all want every black man to be rich and proud. Why these weapons up and turn into shy, huh? Cell phone became your brother. Internet replace your mother. You leaving homies on red. It's no wonder all your friends dead. Jealousy was a centerpiece, so my best friends turned to enemies. Sabotage my identity. Why they wanna treat me like a Kennedy? They wanna affect the legacy. Protect the heart, I cut off the extremities. I'll never be another piece in your recipe for social supremacy. Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but till I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but still I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Whoa. I feel it coming now. It's too late to shut it down. I'm with the mountain now. Burning the valley down. I don't know where my mind is. Don't even know what time is. Somebody stop the virus. I don't think I survived this. I feel it coming now. It's too late to shut it down. Over the mountain now. Burning the valley down. I don't know where my mind is. Don't even know what time is. Somebody stop the virus. Room full of bodies, but nothing but silence. Yeah, I'm quiet, but f*** all that shyness. Go crazy, turn this bitch into an asylum. You fly, but we ain't looking for pilots. I never back down to a tyrant, it's highness. Even Jack said, f*** all them giants. What goes up comes down, man, that's basic science. Look at my iris and you'll see the fines. I'd rather not get involved with you. What's the problem, man? I'll solve all you sign. How you find when your time up? How you climb when your line stuck? Barbershop getting lined up. Yeah, your hair good, but your mind super clear. Uber everywhere. This sound like Superman is here. Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you with me now. Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot them, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd, but still I just look around. Are you with me now? Are you with me now? Hey.
Hey, nope, there we go. There we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WardRadio live stream. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, and today I am joined in the studio by a superstar cast here. We've got on the green microphone, we got Rodney Norman,
hello, stand-up
comedian, and I just found out today, seasoned hypnosis veteran.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Properly trained and certified.
As well as Brittany, the shadow keeper of the chats, making sure, oh my goodness gracious, babe, the light's not on behind you. Uh-oh. Ah, crap. Wait a second. What did I just?
Now we get.
What did I
disco
just
going
do?
here.
What did I just do here? Okay, wait. Get the one behind you. Oh, it's not going on. Yes, I will have to pass it to you. I'll have to pass it to you and see if that will work. Now your microphone's on, babe. If there's any question whether or not we are doing this live, there is your answer right there. So anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody that's coming into the chat. It's fun.
Yes.
It's casual here. Just fire away any questions that you want to be read via Super Chat. We're going to be monitoring for members. Shout out to Scrambler, the Doves Nets, Jared H. Snagrit's in the house. So is Kyle and Joshua Martin, just to name a few that I can see right now.
I know Joshua Martin.
Shut up, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Same one?
If it's the Joshua Martin, I believe so, yes.
Okay. Joshua Martin. You know this guy? Like, rock on. Danny Gray says, technical difficulties, Bishop. Yep. What do you know? Like it happens. And Alicia Brown reminds us to like the stream. Yes, please like the stream as you are coming in. Also share with your friends. We're going to, spend the first 2 or 3 minutes letting everybody come into the chat here before we start diving into the nitty gritty. But yeah, Kyle brings up a good point. Who is the ward technical specialist? Well, that was me. And, we're a small ward, but we are mighty, but we do wear many different hats. Speaking of different hats, I'm going to look at it right now in inventory. There are exactly 12 War in Heaven veteran hats available right now. There's 12 left.
There is a quorum of hats.
Yeah, there was 16
available for purchase.
Yeah, there was 16 available, I think, only this morning. So there's 12 left. We've gone through an order of a couple of hundred, I think. So there's less than a few percentage points of the inventory left before, unfortunately, we run out for a little while. Of course, we'll, try and hook people up with pre-orders and stuff like that. But right now, there's 12 left in inventory. If you guys want to get your War in Heaven veterans hats, make sure you guys check those out. Because it's the coolest merch on the planet, if you ask me. Thank you very much for your first super chat. Brittany, keepers of the chats. Can you catch us up with the chats?
Stephen Diamond says, a whole year of being a member, joined the writing group, and Cardin, you need to come out to the Priesthood Restoration site and see the Temple Rocks.
Yes, I it's on the docket, bro. Actually, what's interesting is I have another invitation that has been extended to me to go to Philadelphia as well, to go deer hunting with one of our brothers from another sectarian mother, Josh Gailey, who's in, I believe, the Quorum of the 12 Apostles of what's called the Bickertonite Church, but technically
the Church of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're the Church of Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, we are the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, but with the small d, because technically there's another Latter-day Saints with a big D, But anyway, it's one of the other sects of the Restoration that does believe in Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon. And it's beautiful, lovely faith that I've had a chance to visit and get to know as well. And we've got an open invitation to go deer hunting that we would like to make happen.
That's pretty cool.
So anyway, did you finish reading the super chat from Stephen Diamond, babe?
Yes, I did.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much. All right. Well, without too much further ado, I'm just going to tell people why I invited you here today, Roddy. First off, just because you're in town.
Yes, I am. I'm available.
Yeah, and I chomp at the bit to get every single opportunity that I can to talk with you, because as a seasoned veteran of stand-up, you're just a hilarious guy. But I found out last night while talking to you. You mentioned when I used to do hypnosis. And I said, stop the presses, okay? When you used to do hypnosis, like, are you kidding me? What on earth? The second I heard you say, when I used to do hypnosis, I just said, hold everything, turn on the microphones. I have to know, my man. So first off, tell us about your hypnosis career, your hypnotic career. I don't know what you're supposed to call it.
Yes.
And I got to know, is hypnosis real, man? Like,
Yes.
what's the deal?
Yes, it is. It is very real. It is something you can experience, and it's something you probably experience every day. You are in some
Really?
sort of hypnotic state, but it's all controlled by you. It's not like somebody's going to come in and have magic powers over you, unless you've actually given them permission to do so, as I shall explain.
Well, you ain't like secretly like hypnotic. Yeah, like,
Well, no, it's,
like in the middle of this stream, I'm not going to start saying
well,
like,
if somebody, well, I'll tell you how this can work. If you are hypnotized by the same person over and over again, you can go deeper into a state very quickly. And so if you
I'm just tossing.
find yourself involved with hypnosis, I highly recommend that, one, you do it with someone that, be hypnotized by somebody you trust, somebody who's certified and trained.
Do I trust you enough, bro?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd say I do. All right.
And
This is freaking me out already, but okay, keep going.
but if you're hypnotized by the same person over and over again, you go deeper and faster through their voice and through their inflections, as it were, faster than because you become conditioned. And let's just say that there have been people who have taken advantage of that.
Okay, so I heard, I can't remember whether it was Fawn Brody or Dan Vogel. I can't remember who it was, but one of the prominent anti-Mormon pseudo-historians, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to like that. But anyway, one of the anti-Mormon theories, the predominant ones, is that Joseph Smith was a pious fraud who accidentally would put people under hypnosis. And that was his superpower, was that he didn't know he could do it, that he was a pious fraud, meaning he was religiously sincere, but
he was an accidental hypnotist.
That he was an accidental hypnotist. Do you see that as a man who's done hypnosis as being a real thing and a possibility?
They're going way out on a limb on that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it's not just about putting somebody under, but it's also keeping them under, and it takes training to know and understand how to do that. I mean, it's not just something I mean, there are people who have a lot of energy and charisma that can put an audience into somewhat of a hypnotic state, but to do the things that they're saying he did by accident, it's just nonsense.
Danny Gray says, Cardin, if he's going to hypnotize you, spend 3 minutes on breathing exercises and meditation first to clear your system. Trust me, it makes a difference. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Why? Do I have too much pent up angst? I might end up just saying something about I don't know, anti-Mormons or some frustration or whatever.
I mean, it's kind of funny because when you become a hypnotist, they tell you the things to say to make people feel comfortable.
Okay.
And one of the things that you're told to tell people is that you will not do anything that is against your moral code while under hypnosis.
And it's a lie.
Is a lie.
Oh, shut up!
Are you with me? Allow me to explain. Under hypnosis, you become highly suggestible. And as a hypnotist, you can actually take somebody and make them feel that they're in a position that they would act appropriately, but you can alter those conditions to make them think something isn't real. That is, let me say this. You could, and it has been proven that it has taken place, you could hypnotize somebody to rob a bank because they think that they're doing something that's good, that it's moral, because they've been conditioned over time. There was a famous case of this happening in Las Vegas where a hypnotist actually got somebody to go and rob a bank, and it was because they worked with that person over and over again, and they conditioned them to think that they were doing something noble and right. This has been a case has happened in many times where people have convinced their buddies to go and do something like commit murder or otherwise steal things, and they've used hypnotic techniques to get that person conditioned to go and do those things. So yeah, it is very powerful. And in fact, it is. When I first heard it, that the church does not condone hypnosis as entertainment. And I thought that's silly. And then I studied it, and then I realized that's a brilliant position to take, because it can be abused, and you can take advantage of people who are, especially those who are very highly suggestible under hypnosis.
Okay, so start me from the very beginning. Like, what actually is hypnosis? Okay. How is it real? Do you think everybody at your shows was actually doing that stuff?
Oh no, I can tell. You can tell when they're actually under, when they're not. But I'd look at it this way: if I'm doing a show and you're just playing along, and you're not causing any problems, and you're just going along with it, and you just want to be in the show, that's fine. Even that's sort of a state of hypnosis. To just be willing to do whatever somebody tells you to do. But there are those who, everybody kind of has, you have your different levels of hypnosis. You have those who are very deep hypnosis, very suggestible, will do almost anything. Because like I say, let's say I have somebody who's hypnotized, and I tell you, hey, you're not going to do anything you wouldn't normally do. So let's say you wouldn't normally undress and get naked in front of a large group of people. That's just not something you would do out of hypnosis. But under hypnosis, I could convince you that you're completely alone and you're about to take a shower and that there's no one watching you, and you would undress under those conditions. So when people say, I can't get you to do something you wouldn't morally do, yes, but I can get you to do things you would morally do, only because you're not aware of fully what's going on, because you're so deep in hypnosis. And it is very powerful, and it is real. And like I said, you experience hypnosis all the time. Like when you drive, let's say you're driving home from work, you got the music playing, and you're thinking about this, that, and the other, and next thing you know, you're home.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, you don't remember the cars you passed, you don't remember the signs you saw, how many stoplights you're just completely oblivious to it, but all of a sudden you're home. Yeah. That's a state of hypnosis. When you watch TV and you're really focused on, let's say you're watching a game, and your wife comes in and says, hey, did you take the garbage out? And you just have no idea that any of the conversation.
I was about to say, dude, keep coming with these excuses.
It's because when you are super hyper focused on something, you are hypnotized, and you are literally zoning out. You do not hear anything going on outside of your little box that you've trapped yourself into, and that is the state of hypnosis. So it's you usually experience all the time when you were a kid. You go out in the sand pile and you'd play, and you would get all the different characters and different scenarios you're playing in the sand and all this stuff, and you get so hyper focused. Next thing you know, you've been out there for 4 or 5 hours and you have a sunburn. That's hypnosis. So like I said, you go into it all the time. When you're scrolling on your phone, one video after another, you sit on the toilet and you start looking and scrolling. Next thing you know, it's 2.5 hours and you
that's
can't
a guy
walk.
Thing.
That's
I don't stay on the toilet longer than needed, but guys, they will sit there.
Okay. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's because you become entranced.
Yeah.
And so it's very, very, very real.
Okay, have you ever done a hypnosis show?
I've seen one. I haven't been like on the stage, but I've been in the audience.
Okay, so how can you tell whether somebody else is really actually hypnotized or not?
It's a lot of it's in their eyes, also their the facial muscles. If you're hypnotized, you're very, 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 very relaxed, and you can see that in someone's face. You can feel it when you'll see a lot of hypnotists will like pick up their hand. You're feeling levels of suggestibility by how much they resist when you touch them. Or
so when somebody's truly hypnotized and they say you feel like your arm's an iron bar and it can't go down, it will literally be like an iron bar.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I've seen people under hypnosis have almost indestructible strength, just enormously powerful. I've seen people who are scared to death to sing in public will stand up and belt out a tune just as beautiful as anything you've ever heard.
Wow.
All under hypnosis. So it's
Wait, so
very
the
real.
church
It's very-
says no to hypnosis?
well, they say no to it in as entertainment. To go to a hypnotherapist to get assistance
I was not
and guidance.
in the audience then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't go.
Well, it's funny because when I was doing shows at the club in Orem, a student at BYU contacted me about doing a hypnosis show demonstration at the psychology department at BYU. And I said, okay, before we you waste your time and mine, you need to run this up through the higher powers to get approval. And he goes, oh, no, I don't think we do. I said, no, trust me. I'd be happy to do it, but you need to do some due diligence.
And who is this? Who is this?
There was a guy who was running he was a student who was setting up a hypnosis show for the psychology department at BYU.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And I said I would be honored to do it. I'd be delighted to do it. I'm a faithful member, so I'm going to be respectful of all that. But I do know that the church does not approve of this as a church activity. So you need to get permission to do this.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem, right? He called me back next day. He says, yeah, dude, thank you for letting me know. I had no idea.
Oh.
Like he said, there were people who were like upset at the suggestion of hypnosis being on the campus.
Do they think it's some kind of like light as a feather, stiff as a board? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, the only hypnosis show I went to, ironically, was in Provo when I was in college.
It's big. That was the reason that I started doing it.
So many questions. Okay, just so many questions. First off, how long did it take you to actually get like woo enough where you could set somebody into like a trance or hypnotize that you knew you could do it? And like, how are serial killers not doing this everywhere all the time? You know what I'm saying?
Well, they use hypnosis techniques. I mean, if you've ever heard of NLP, neuro linguistic programming,
no,
That sounds cool.
they use it a lot in sales. They basically, a really good salesman is trained how to hypnotize you to say yes.
Where did I miss out on this training? Holy smoke. Okay.
Well, if you've ever gone, you go to a car salesman, the first thing they'll ask you, say, so what are you looking for today? And you go, I'm just looking. Oh yeah, I understand that you're looking. You're probably dissatisfied with the car you got now. Is it too small? Is it, tell me what's the problem with the vehicle you have now? Or do you not have a car? And then you start complaining about your car. Oh, okay. So you're not happy with what you have now. No, I'm not. Okay, well, what are you looking for? Do you drive a lot? A little? I mean, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? And it starts getting, you just asking silly questions and say, well, what, just throw it out there. What are you going to do with this car? Do you drive it to work? Yeah. Okay. So you want someplace comfortable you can kind of get away from the world, where you're in your car and away from the world and have a few minutes to yourself before you go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then it starts getting you comfortable, and then you start envisioning yourself in a car, and then they go, well, come here and look at this one. Check this one out. Sit in this. And that, that kind of just a little step away from the world a little bit, and just feel comfortable. Oh, yeah. Can you see yourself driving to work in this thing?
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. And so you start saying yes. He's not asking you to buy a car. He's just saying, hey, is this what you like? Is this feel good? Do you feel good? Can you see yourself doing this? And you start envisioning yourself driving that car, and pulling up. All your buddies seeing you driving this really nice car or truck or whatever. And yeah. Well, pretty soon you're going, oh yeah, this is my car. You've kind of owned the car. And then he says, well, what color do you want it in? Do you want 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive? Is it important to you? And before you know it, you've sold yourself a car. And he hasn't said, you want this one, or he hasn't told you about the mileage. He hasn't talked about anything. He's just convinced you. He's got you to visually experience that car. You in that car. You've already bought the car.
So what exactly is hypnosis? Is it like a dream within a dream in Inception where you're just like slipping below the conscious realm but above the unconscious one where like the buildings float and everything? Or is it tapping into the there was the ego and then the id in like Freudian psychology or whatever?
Well,
like
you have
what is hypnosis and how is it real?
Well, you have different brainwave patterns. Right?
Okay.
You know, probably the best way to explain it is when that moment when you wake up, where you're still you're coming out of a dream state, and you're waking up into the world. That is sort of the perfect spot to be for hypnosis. Is where you're just sort of half dream, half awake. And it's just brainwave patterns. There's delta, there's theta, alpha.
How long did it take you to actually be able to put somebody under?
The first day that I did it. I mean,
what?
So what happened? What happened was
tell us this, and then you got to catch us up on the chats, babe.
Okay. So I was running a comedy club in Orem, Utah. We had a Wise Guys there.
Okay.
And we had a hypnotist, and I didn't know anything about hypnosis. I was just a comedian, and I was running the club. But anyway, we had a packed house. We had over 200 people at the club. It was a great night. We had this hypnotist get up there. He does his prelim stuff and his little pre-talk for about 20 minutes, and then he invites people to come up on stage to get hypnotized. He gets 4 people that come up. 2 of them actually go under. He does 3 skits, and the show's over. Half hour. Normally these shows are supposed to go an hour and a half, right? So we have a half-hour show. And I'm going, this is one of the biggest audiences I've had in weeks, and that was it. The show was nothing. I mean, it was kind of embarrassing, you know. And so I talked to another friend of mine who's a hypnotist. I said, well, how hard is this to do? And he goes, oh, I could teach you. Are you serious? And he says, yeah.
Like carnies at Circus Vargas, just like, hey, you want to learn hypnotism today? You want to learn how to control somebody like a zombie and make them do crazy stuff they wouldn't do when they were conscious?
And so I was like, well, then let's do it. And so we worked over, it was about a month. He would come over once, twice a week and just go through different books.
Who did you test on? Your poor wife.
No, it was actually my sons.
Really?
Yeah. And then
have they suffered permanent damage?
Oh no, it was just all it was I was just learning it's called the induction. It's the what you say to a person to help them go under. And some people could go under very quickly. Some people it takes a long time. Just really how they feel.
I'm going to hypnotize Cardin.
Oh, yeah. What would you hypnotize me to do if you could?
I can't say on a live stream.
Brutal. So Doc, actually, how hard or not hard do you think would be to hypnotize me?
A lot of it, like I said, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. As a hypnotist, all you're really doing is you're just providing the conditions to help that person go under. If you want to go under, you'll go under. If you don't want to go under, you won't.
Huh.
I would be fighting that hard for fear of embarrassment.
Yeah, and that.
But then
that
part of me would be like, totally, I would want to do it. Like, I'm torn. My palms are sweating just thinking about it.
We should hypnotize Cardin on a live stream.
Dude, but I got to be able to run the show. Who's going to be able to like?
Well, it's and like I said, it really depends on the individual. Do you want to be hypnotized? And like I said, the conditioning that can happen with hypnosis takes a long time. I mean, it's not just something that it's just going to happen right immediately. Like buying a car. No one's, just walk up to you and go, hey, this is going to buy this car. It takes a while. There's steps that need to take place. But,
Brittany.
Okay, so we first need to welcome Frank McLean III to the WardRadio Warship.
Okay, everybody that would like to welcome Frank. Please put a W in the chat. We got to receive the records of one Frank. So welcome to the WardRadio Wigwam. Frank. Awesome.
Glad you're here, Frank.
All right, hit us. Next one.
Fidget the Crazy says, I'm going to try my hand at getting the veteran hat that has the symbols on the side of it. Can I afford it? No. Do I need it? Probably not. Am I going to get it anyway? Yes.
That's what we're talking about right there.
What dedication, Fidget. You want to know
Yes.
what? Fidget is a beloved moderator of the chat. I don't know how to get that. I want to get all of the moderators a free shirt or a hat or whatever, because they work so hard over there and they're so appreciated. I don't know how in the website. I don't know how. I'm looking under sales right now. Gift card sales, subscriptions. I have to find a way
Like a promo code?
to give them like a promo code or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fidget, hold off on making that order. I'm going to figure something out so that the mods, I'm hoping, that there's some kind of promo code that I can give them and put in. It's on my long list of things that I got to do, but now it's getting bumped.
Oh, she said, dang it, I already placed it.
Oh, well, here, Fidget, you know what? Go in. There's a message section on the order. Give me your shirt size as well, and I'll just throw in an extra shirt with the order for the hat. Because I don't even know how to do like the refund on an order. I'm learning. I'm learning this system, guys. I'm learning this system. All right, you know what I'm saying? But Fidget, you will be rewarded, and I'm going to hook you up.
Look, we're just happy that all these orders we're fulfilling are actually making it to you.
Yes, but we're getting better. We're getting better. I got the custom boxes figured out. We ended up getting.
We're super legit. It's just this is our first time at it.
Exactly. That's pretty crazy. So anyway, okay, keep going. Keep going.
Okay. La Piccola Nonina. I probably did not say that right.
Okay.
There's no comment.
It's just a super chat, like a gift super chat?
Yeah, but I think she was trying to set, but I don't see it in the chat.
Okay. All right.
So
all right.
I'll look for it.
Next super chat.
I think that's it. I mean, we have a Reddits. I don't know if he's trying to troll or not, though.
Okay. What does it say?
Verses in the Bible that disprove the Godhead.
Oh, verses in the Bible that disprove the Godhead. Okay, well, there's no verses in the Bible necessarily that disprove the Godhead if you're trying to say Jesus Christ, God, the Eternal Father, and then the Holy Spirit. If you're trying to talk about the hypostatic union of the Trinity, which is developed by creeds to basically enforce a political ideology using religious terminology, there's tons of scriptures that disprove the common conception of the Trinity. In fact, a lot of the Sola Scriptura guys and a lot of the Protestants that try and come at members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they love trying to beat us down and say, oh, you're not Christians because you don't believe in the Christian conception of the Trinity. But they forget the word Trinity never even shows up in the Bible. Every single time Jesus Christ is praying, he is praying to his Father. He's not saying, oh, dear fellow member of the Trinitarian hypostatically unified conception of the amorphous body with no parts of passions that resides up in heaven while his other status is out here and its third status is out there. No, he says, Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom. And every translation knows that thy kingdom is translated from the possessive form of two separate beings. Like there's no rational, reasonable explanation for the Trinity outside of the enforcement of man-made abominable creeds. And I do say that they are abominable. And I don't say that lightly. If they've become a bludgeon against other fellow Christians, if it's become a bludgeon against other fellow Christians, to exclude them from the body of Christ. Okay. And that's the most unfortunate part, at least of North American Christianity, is the vast majority of the sects seem less interested in preaching of Christ, as the Book of Mormon does, rejoicing in Christ, as the Book of Mormon does, and telling our children of Christ so they know unto whom they can turn for a remission of sins, which is a direct quote from the Book of Mormon. The North American church seems less interested in that as they are in gatekeeping and nitpicking whose doctrine is different than theirs and why these other groups aren't Christian enough for whatever weird threshold they have, and then trying to kick others out of the club. It's not an inclusive in the truly inclusive nature of the word. It's cruel and hypocritical. And so, yeah, I find it difficult to engage in this argument because usually it's done by Protestant evangelicals who are trying to do gotcha questions about, like, what did you believe in the Trinity? Well, it never shows up in the Bible. First off, it never shows up in the Bible. And all of the greatest the philosophers that we deal with, scriptorians, yeah, oftentimes say, well, it's there if you read behind the lines. And it's like, wow, well, how dare you exclude us, for what you say is a gross misinterpretation of Scripture. Meanwhile, your interpretation has to be found by reading in between the lines. Now, the dude, I'm just 14. I'm just asking a question. Stop hating. Okay. First off, who knows if that's even true? This is the internet.
Yeah.
If you are just 14, like, how'd you get super chat money? I don't think YouTube even allows you below 18 to access that. So I think this is just a troll. But anyway,
you
if
asked
it's not,
a question and an answer was provided.
Yeah, you asked a question and an answer was provided. And if you are just 14, like, good on you. If you are just 14, these are profound questions for a 14-year-old. In fact, we know of a 14-year-old that was asking these questions and ended up starting a revolution. All right. So anyway, if you are just a 14-year-old asking these questions, dude, I think that's awesome and that's profound. And as long as they are asked sincerely, with pure intent, God will show the truth of it unto you.
If any of you lack wisdom.
Yeah, bro. Do you have any answers for that outside of mine?
I think you covered it pretty good.
You think I covered it? Okay, cool.
I would.
Awesome.
I often like to point out that in order for them to define the Godhead as they do, they have to add to their scripture.
Yeah.
So where's their thought on that? And they.
Yeah. So anyway, you asked, are there any scriptures that disprove the Godhead? I believe the true nature of the question are there any scriptures that disprove the Trinitarian concept of the Trinity? And yes, there are. It's called the whole entire Bible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally the whole entire Bible from the Old Testament to the New Testament cannot support the modern concept of the creedal interpretation of the Trinity. And unfortunately, that's the number one bludgeon that so-called Christians use against Catholics and Mormons to try and exclude them from the body of Christ. And it is shameful. Even though it's Catholics and Mormons that are doing all of the heavy lifting in North America to try and fight wokeism. The Protestants and the evangelicals will complain about it and whine about it. But when it comes to actually putting, at least here from a Californian perspective, making the rubber meet the road and actually doing something, marching in the marches, going to the rallies, collecting the signatures, making the phone calls. That's all the Knights of Columbus, a Catholic fraternal order, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Where's all of the evangelicals? Let me tell you where they are. They're complaining on YouTube, making videos about why Mormons and Catholics aren't Christian as they're actually out working. So as you can tell, I'm jaded. You know what I'm saying? I'm jaded, but yeah, that's brutal. Kelsey's comments come in and says, Carton, I'd take a hat or a shirt as endowment/birthday present. You know what? I'm not establishing a precedent, but you just asked at the perfect time. That just popped up right now, and you'll get that. All right. Here's what I'll do for your Kelsey again. I don't have any promo codes yet or any of that figured out, but I will remember this promise. Tell me your shirt size if you make a hat order, and I will also include the shirt for free. That's what I can do for
There we
you.
go. Yeah, you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Because this is part of my problem, is that I really love people, and I appreciate their support, and I want to help all of them. But you could get to the point where you're giving away too much.
Yeah.
And this is why my wife took over the merch, because
is she a savage?
well, let's just say she's very professional about it.
Oh, that's brutal.
Whereas
man.
me, I just, mine is, if they want one, just send it to them.
Yeah.
Well, we have bills to pay, Rodney.
That's funny.
And,
That's brutal. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
So,
without, I'm on the road and we're doing shows and we sell merch at the shows. And yeah, when she's not here, I give away more than when she is here. I will say that, which
that's funny.
probably to my detriment.
So, both Kelsey's comments and Fidget the Crazy, tell me your shirt size, and I will send you tell me your shirt size, and I will send you a free shirt in there, and we'll make it happen. And then Fidget the Crazy also says, just refund me my super chat and we'll call it even. Actually, I don't know. Can you do that? Hold on. Let's see.
I don't know. I've never tried.
Put user in timeout, remove, go to channel activity, put user in time. I don't see how it's done, at least not through OBS. Hold on.
Yeah.
We're going to do this we're going to do this in live.
We're all learning together.
Yeah, we're all learning together. Okay, so here it is right here. Add as a moderator, remove channel activity. Oh, gosh, I don't have that option right here. Dang it. We'll figure it out. I promise we'll figure it out, whatever it is. So anyway, okay, so back to hypnosis. Bro. Okay, bro. Do you really think, okay, could you go Agatha Christie deep in hypnosis? Do you think you could get somebody to stab somebody else or to shoot a gun at somebody else with hypnosis?
It's been proven that yes, you can psychologically manipulate somebody through hypnosis,
and there would be no evidence. So this really is like a perfect 1930s crime.
Well, it's like I said, there are people who have done it, who have actually gotten other people to do things under hypnosis. They've robbed banks, they've committed murders, they've done a number of things. People have also used hypnosis to, shall we say, take advantage of another person. My brother.
Shut up.
No, this is funny. My brother.
Wait, that wouldn't wake you up? Like something going bump in the night? You know what I'm saying? Like,
my brother actually experienced this. My brother became a hypnotist along with me. When he saw what I was doing, he's like, I would do it too. So, because he was helping run the club, so he would run shows when I wasn't there. And he got really good at it, and we got to know other hypnotists. And he experienced one time, he was with a hypnotist who had 2 assistants that came with him at all of his shows, just 2 young women.
Okay.
And they were in the back. We were doing shows up in Charlie Square. And it was my brother, this other hypnotist, and these 2 young women were alone. And the hypnotist looks at my brother and says, hey, you want to see something really cool? And he goes, yeah, what? And he goes and he gives a command to the 2 young women, and they go out. And then he had them make out with each other.
What?
And my brother was like, dude, this isn't, this is creepy. He goes, you don't think that's cool? And he goes, no, I don't. And so he goes, oh, okay, whatever. And so he brings them out. And after the guy was gone, and he was, my brother was alone with these girls, he says, do you know what just happened? And they're like, what? No, we were just sitting here going through these cables. And he told them what that dude had them do. And they freaked out because they had suspicion. They had
suspected that he was taking advantage of them
taking advantage of,
through
but they had no
hypnosis.
proof.
Okay, wait, but hold on. But then they can make the act. Then two chicks could do anything they wanted, crazy, in front of a camera to get 1 million likes and subs.
Well,
and then they could say, oh, but the hypnotist guy just hypnotized me into doing it. Like, how do you know what's real, man?
Well, I that was the thing, is this whole thing went to court, and this guy got he got some jail time. And my brother was one of the ones, he had to do a deposition saying exactly what he had experienced. He saw them, what he did, because he had developed such a control over him that he could put them under. This is why the church says don't get involved, because it can become a very addicting power for some people. And you can be taken advantage of by people who know what they're doing.
Dude.
And that is why I am comfortable after I studied it. Because like I said, when I got into it, I was just, it's just fun. It's just people acting like chickens and pretending they're a drummer for Rush. I mean, how can this be?
We got a couple of great. Oh, sorry.
But as I got into it, I realized, there's a lot of wisdom in not encouraging people to play around with it. It can be beneficial. You can use it to overcome a lot of addictions. It can be very beneficial, but it really is something that you don't want to play with to that degree.
Dude, that is so absolutely gnarly. We got a couple of hilarious comments here. Danny Gray says, no, sorry, not Rex Good. There's a funny one here. I think it was Kyle said, I feel strangely comfortable with Rodney Norman. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, man. He says, I feel safe when Rodney speaks. I don't know how to explain it. So, man, you got something going on, bro. You got something going on there. And then Kaori says, who's got the best writers group? WardRadio. Wow, this writers group is blowing up. Maybe I got to get the writers group to help me out with a couple of these movie scripts. This is what I love about the Discord. Is the Discord has a mind of its own. The mods are crushing it. I go in there and I'll try and A/B test thumbnails late at night, and I'll try and participate in some of the conversations. But there's 15 of them going on, and I can only hit 2 of them, right? But I love that there's this writers group. In fact, maybe with this movie that you and I are talking about writing, we should get the writers group involved, and that would actually be really kind of cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty kind of sick. So, I'm going to have to dip in and check out that writers group. And then Rex Good says, talk about recovered memories. So have you been able to recover people's memories?
There's a lot of controversy about this particular subject.
Okay.
Because as with hypnosis, you can help people re-experience experiences that they've had, but you can also convince them of things that didn't happen.
Are you live, bro? You know, that was a good one.
This has happened many times where people have been convinced of things that weren't real through hypnosis. So this is why it's very tricky, is that it can be very, very beneficial, but it's also something that, you could implant memories into people and convince them that it's totally real. They've done this with groups. They've been able to convince entire groups that they saw something they didn't see. And you can do that with individuals. That's why it's, when they talk about past life regression and those things, there have been people who have done it and believe in it, and I do. But to me, I think there's a lot of false positives that come of it. And that people, because you believe what you want to believe, and the easiest lie to fall for is one that you want to believe in. So if you get hypnotized and you're told that, in a previous life you were the King of England, or you were Joan of Arc, well, of course you want to believe that. That was an important person in history. Of course you want to believe
rock on.
So so people have used, charlatans have used this to their advantage. A lot of the crazy Christians you see with the faith healers and stuff, a lot of that is hypnosis. They're just really good at it because they start from the music that they use when they first come in. You can pace people. I mean, there's ways to hypnotize an entire audience.
So what do you do to get somebody under?
Well, a lot of it is
like, walk me through this, bro. By the way, if you end up freaking hypnotizing me, just stop that shite and get me all get my live stream back so I can go back to switching the camera buttons. I don't want to be sitting here drooling in a puddle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a lot of different techniques. Probably the most common one is a pattern disrupt. And that is that, you have an expectation as you're going along that people are going to respond a certain way. If you're walking along the street, that people that you meet are going to.
Yeah, how do you get somebody under? Like, you don't do the little watch thing, right?
Well, there are things like rapid inductions where you can walk up to somebody and just grab them by the hand and just jerk them, and just that jerk shatters their reality, as it were. And could put them into a hypnosis.
Shut up. There's no way that's real. So you're saying that you can go up and just by shaking people a certain way that all of a sudden they're in a hypnotic state where they'll do what you tell them? It's
called a pattern disrupt because they're not expecting it, and then all of a sudden they're like rattled. This is why when somebody experiences like a traumatic, like they see an accident that happens right in front of them, there's this moment where people are literally just stunned, stopped. They just stop. And it's proven to be a hypnotic state because they're completely just, your brain just doesn't know what to make of it because it's not
sensory overload.
Sensory overload. Ugh. Well, hypnotists have figured out how to do that through rapid induction, and it's just you shock them in a way that they become highly suggestible. So you go up, you shake their hand and go sleep, and they just go out.
But don't they have to already have been under using the term sleep?
Not always. This is
know, because like if some guy came up and just grabbed my hand and shook it and said sleep, I'd be like,
well,
most
first. People would, but
if
you watch people who do rapid inductions, they always okay. Here's the trick.
Okay.
If you go up to somebody, you say, "Hey, do you want to be hypnotized?" and they say yes, they're already halfway there.
Okay.
So then all you have to do is just kind of give them an excuse to be hypnotized.
Okay.
And so you and you can do it through to
lose weight.
Yeah, just close your eyes, and I want you to envision that you're looking up through the top of your head into the sky, and you're seeing the stars and the moon and the sun and the Milky Way, and that you're floating higher and higher and above, and you're feeling better and better, and you're feeling more.
Yeah, well, that's freaky, man. That's freaky.
But you learn there's a pacing, and then then you also kind of sound like whether you're not sure what you're saying, and so it becomes and so they become confused. And so their subconscious is like, what's going on? I don't understand what's happening here. And then out of nowhere, you're like, okay, relax. Everything's fine. Everything's good. You have nothing to be concerned with. You have nothing to be worried. All your concerns are floating away. And you're feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. All the pain and anger and frustration you're feeling in life is leaving, and you're becoming more and more relaxed with each and every word that I utter, and you're becoming more focused. You're everything around you doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is my voice, and you're feeling better, and you're feeling more comfortable, and you're more relaxed, and with every breath you become even more relaxed. And as you focus on your breath, you can feel it going in. You feel it coming into your body.
Oh, dude, man, that'll just boosh. Like, whoa, that's weird.
And you'll with, even though you're like resisting, you're going, I don't want to be hypnotized. Your body's relaxing, and you're feeling calm, and that's when they start. The hypnotist will start saying, you can see the life that you want to live. You're healthy. You're able to wake up when you want to wake up. You can go to sleep when you want to go to sleep. You have nothing to concern yourself. Food's not important to you. You only eat.
So how long will it last if you were just to put somebody in a state of hypnosis and then just to walk away.
Oh, they usually wait. I mean, some people will. I've seen some people sleep for a couple hours. I've seen others that just wake right up within a few minutes.
Dude. Okay, I'm getting a couple of questions here about volume. Yes, during live streams, the compressed audio is much lower. I can do this and slowly blast this so that it comes out hardcore.
But it could just be that you're feeling more comfortable and relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's it.
With every moment that goes by.
So, now we're blasting the audio, and you guys should notice on the other end. But unfortunately, yes, pre-recorded videos with mastered sound often come across a lot better than the live ones because everything's live. The compressors are working live. The technology's working live. The sound pattern's a little bit more flat than what happens when you actually put it through some of the filters. So anyway, Brittany, keepers of the chats, can you catch us up on the super chats? We just got one from Rex Good.
Where he says talk about recovered memories.
No, sorry, the next one, Rex
Next
Good.
one.
It says.
And you got Kiori.
Yep, I can only see the first part of Rex Good.
Good job. Okay, so Rex says, can you tell me why the aliens rejected me? I've been hurt for 30 years.
Well, I didn't want to be the one, but you smell horrible.
Oh, brutal. Sorry, Rex.
You probably need to shower a couple times a day.
That's funny, man.
Aliens are very hygienic, I guess.
Yeah, dude. Well, because they're so slimy and they don't
wear
any clothes.
Sensitive. They're very sensitive to smells.
Yeah. So, okay. And then we can talk about other stuff. This whole thing does not have to be hypnosis. But like, can you do Brittany? Brittany, I'm in control of the, I'm in control of all this. I mean, you can't put me under right. I want to do this. Afterwards, I want to straight up have.
I'm skeptical because I like.
Do it, babe.
I don't know.
Do it.
Well, it's, like I said, everybody experiences it differently. Some people go completely out and they have no recollection of anything that took place. Others are very aware of everything that's going on and they never feel like they're out of control. But what happens is they find themselves just really just relaxing. If they're feeling stressed out, they'll do hypnosis to just help them just relieve the tension in your neck and the tension in your shoulders. And all the way down your back, and you're just feeling better and better, and there's no reason.
Like, dude,
for it.
I feel myself getting rested when you say that, and I don't know if it's the power of suggestion.
Oh, it's absolutely.
It's like,
well, it is, and this is why. This is why. This is a funny lead-in, but this is why it's important to read the scriptures and every day is to pray, is to have those moments where you can listen. To the Spirit, and allow yourself to experience the Spirit, because it's all really interconnected. And this is why the words that you listen to, the things that you say to yourself, it's all part of this. Because you're self-hypnotizing all the time, and it's by that inner conversation you're having with yourself about. When you're being critical of who you are, you're being critical of what you're doing, you're doubting yourself, all of those things, you're hypnotizing yourself to doubt, to not like yourself, and all these things. Well, you can change that by changing the way you think, change the way you talk about yourself. Say things like, instead of "I'm tired, I'm old, I can't do this anymore," instead say, "I feel stronger. I feel healthier. I feel better." And if you start doing that every day, and you say, "I'm invigorated. I feel stronger, and I feel better." And at night before you go to bed, just say a few times, "All my problems are taken care of. There's nothing I can do about them now. I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'm just going to relax."
So Brittany,
and it's powerful.
I was going to say, look how we did not interrupt Rodney. Very demure, very mindful, right? I was going to say, what do I always tell you, Cardin? That I hate it when you're what?
When I say, I'm an idiot.
Yes, when you're self-deprecating. So now you have Rodney saying it too. So now...
So now I am questioning everything about all my spirituality. I'm having a faith crisis in real time as I deconstruct my faith through my increased knowledge of hypnosis, not pseudo church history, but hypnosis, right? But it really does make you ask, like, okay, so is hypnosis just like Satan's counterfeit of personal revelation? Or is it's actually kind of the same thing and you have to be careful about your own psychology and make sure that you're ultra positive, and prayer is prayer a separate thing? Or is it really just self-hypnosis in your mind? Like is the spirit just like hypnosis? Are they two separate things? Like where does one stop and the other begin?
Well, I get, and I think that's part of the personal journey. I think the idea of hypnosis being something that can aid your spirituality, I believe so. But it as anything else, it can also hurt it if you allow yourself to being trapped in other ideas, as it were. But no, the things that you say to yourself are important. Okay. And so find a different way. Instead of saying I'm an idiot, you say that was a ridiculous thing that I just experienced. Instead of saying I did that, is say I just experienced this. So you detached yourself from the thing. Like case in point, as you know, I went to the Redwoods and I'd seen these pictures of people driving through a tree.
Yeah, rock on.
And so we were driving and we were like, we are just right here. Let's go check this out. So me and my son, we went over there. It's a private thing, so you have to pay $15 per car to get in. And then you drive back there just a little ways, and there's the tree.
It's on private property?
It's on private property. I had no idea.
Huh.
And but anyway, you can just drive up, and there's no one there to stop you. You just drive through the tree. And, people get out and take pictures and everything. So we're going. I'm like, well, do you want to drive through it? And he's like, yeah, well, we're here. That's what we're here to do. So we went to drive through it, and I got too close on one side, and I snapped off the mirror. So we pull out of this thing, and there's a big group of people standing there watching people driving through the tree, and they're taking pictures, and there's video. Somebody got a picture of me snapping the mirror off my car.
Brutal.
And so I pull up, and they're all like, is everything okay? And I'm like, well, yeah, I just figured out how to do it wrong. But, instead of getting upset, I'm going, yeah, it's going to cost me, like, as we have learned, almost $500 to fix the stupid thing.
Yeah.
But instead of going, that was dumb, I look at it that, like, wow, what a great experience I just had with my kid.
You will forever remember that tree.
A lot of people drove through the tree, but how many of them actually snapped their mirror off?
Yeah.
It cost them $500.
Yeah.
And paid $1,500 for the opportunity.
Damn.
That was me. But instead of internalizing, going, "Oh, I'm such an idiot. What was me?" I just, I'm like, it was a crazy, ridiculous thing. What a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I tell my kids too is, if they make a mistake or they're mad about something, I just say, "Look, all life is learning.
Mm-hmm.
You just had a learning experience." And I think going along with what you're saying is just it's switching your mindset, right? Your words carry energy, and also it's who are you listening to, right? If you want to go deep dive, two different entities could hypnotize you. Which one are you listening to?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, you're being manipulated all the time. Radio, TV, TikTok,
wow,
Instagram, everything.
Can you hypnotize my audience to buy a bunch more merch and send like a bunch of super chats? And all the rich Mormons to fund our good films.
It's funny because I've played around with this many times about how to get people to do things, especially in groups. And one of the studies that I read was they took a group of people and they had them do a survey. And one group, they're all at the same age.
Okay, yeah.
And I think they're all like in their 40s. And the one group, the survey was about their childhood. And they said, do you remember playing on the swings? What was your first experience riding a bicycle? It was all just questions about their childhood.
Yeah, totally.
The other group was asked questions about retirement. Where are they
Okay.
going to retire? Do you have enough money for retirement? How many grandkids do you have? How many do you hope to have? And all this. And then they observed the people as they left the room after taking the survey. Again, they're all the same age.
Yeah.
But the people who took the young survey were all smiling and laughing and walked with a little pep in their step and, looked very youthful.
Yeah.
The other group were bent over, they walked slower, they talked slower, their faces were drooping.
The power of suggestion.
Yes, the power of suggestion. And so it's what kind of suggestions are you giving yourself all the time? Are you giving things that are powerful and uplifting, or are you giving yourself something that's negative and degrading? And if you listen to the world, it's going to be degrading. Mm-hmm. But if you fill yourself with positive things and positive energy and positive words, you're literally hypnotizing yourself to be a better and happier person.
Okay, so unfortunately, we are already in overtime here by 6 minutes.
So hold on, Rex Good has a super chat.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, if you have any last burning questions, we have a real life hypnotist in studio right now, stand-up comedian and hypnotist Rodney Norman. Got any questions, send them to us via Super Chat. Looks like a couple more hats have sold, so there's 10 left. If you guys want to support the channel, make sure you guys check out the War in Heaven veteran hats, which are selling like hotcakes now. But
just
there's also other merch.
Just think how good you look when you're wearing it, and the compliments that you'll get.
Yes. Speaking of which, actually, I have to put in the Discord a shout out to some people. Finally, this week we were able to send them out. So people have actually started posting on not Reddit, but on Instagram and on a couple of other places. I'm starting to actually see pictures, and I'm taking screenshots here of these people, and I'm going to give them some shout outs here live, because like it's so cool now actually getting to see the reality of when the digital becomes the purchase, becomes the merch that gets sent, and we have to go to the post office and fill up the big giant bin, and then people get it, and then they post their WardRadio hats like for real on the Discord or on Instagram or on X. So here's a couple. This one I just saw today. I was stoked about it. This is Prepper's Apprentice. Got hers.
Sweet.
Got this awesome hat from my favorite YouTubers at WardRadio Worldwide. Shout out. And I like how it's kind of semi-blurred. It's like a little action shot right there, which I was super stoked to see. And I was really appreciative. I'm going to show this second pic. You know what I'm saying? Because she actually showed her face. And hallelujah, because everybody that takes the picture wants to show the wording and the symbols and the stuff on back. We never actually get to see bright smiling faces whenever we sell hats. So I was like, sweet, awesome. Now actually somebody shows their face, right? And then this is going to be the other last one I show. Yeah, this from, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's YouTube channel. Not YouTube channel, but Twitter profile. Case in point, look at that. He got the hat and the shirt and showing that stuff off. So anyway, yeah, we're stoked to be providing you guys with this. If you have any last burning questions here for a real life hypnotist, send them to us via Super Chat. But we got 1 second to last Super Chat here. Did you already read Rex Good's Super Chat?
Nope. He said, "Can you make me straight? I hope not."
Yeah, dude.
Rex.
Can you make a gay guy straight with hypnosis, even just for a little while?
For a little while, yeah. Actually, you could. I've seen it done.
Dude, wait. So you could make me gay for a little while?
Okay, I'll tell you one experience I had.
It's been real and it's been fun and it's been real fun.
Wait, shut up, dude. So who would I go after? Like, what kind of guy would you make me attracted to?
Well, like I said, I can convince you under hypnosis that the person in front of you is a hot chick, regardless of who that person is.
So some just dude.
Yeah.
Some like.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to me one time. I learned this valuable lesson. I had a large group.
Boy.
I had about 20 people under hypnosis, and I had them convinced. At first, I had them convinced that I was the ugliest person they'd ever seen, and that I was vile, and they wanted nothing to do with me, and they would literally hide from me and run from me and everything. And then I said, in 3 seconds, I'm going to become the most desirable person you've ever seen in your entire life. And I snapped, and they came and circled me and started grabbing at me in places I did not expect.
Whoa.
Really?
Rodney.
Rodney.
It was a very valuable lesson I got under hypnosis about how powerful the suggestions can be. And I had to freeze them and step away. And it literally freaked me out, because I was like, I thought they would just come and want to give me a hug or something. Oh no, there was a couple of them that were going for gold.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy cow, I'm about to be disrobed in front of this large group of people. So it was a valuable lesson. Valuable
Can you
lesson.
hypnotize somebody to go hypnotize somebody else?
Yes. In fact, in my act, I used to do that. I used to turn people into hypnotists.
How is that even possible if they don't know how?
Okay, wait, hold on. Can I? Okay, I'm sorry. I just saw this hilarious comment, and I have to say it. I know it's not a super chat, but I just have to.
What is it?
Okay, Drew says, does this work on wives with headaches?
Oh.
Call me.
My.
If you study hypnosis, you would be amazed at the
Can
things
you
that
hypnotize
could do.
yourself? Like if your wife gains some weight or something like that, you had a
saying,
fight.
Carden? What are you saying?
Not you. You never do, babe.
What are you saying?
But like, it just you had a fight, you're not getting along with her, maybe you lost the love or whatever. Can you like hypnotize
This is
feeling
feeling personal.
No.
What if you don't love your wife anymore?
Any
Can you hypnotize
behavior.
yourself to love her
Well, no,
again?
seriously, like instead of like marriage counseling, like can you hypnotize yourself in a mirror to think that like she's straight up Megan Fox, man, and I'm the luckiest guy on the planet, and just like have it last like a couple of years? You could be saving marriages left and right, bro.
I believe something could be accommodated.
Could you like hypnotize a wife to say, look, your husband, dude, he's the richest, most handsome guy. He looks literally like 007. If 007 were, who's the really attractive black guy that all the chicks like, that is, he's always the distinguished gentle. They considered him for 007.
Are you talking about Kwaku?
No, not Quake. Yeah. This is feeling really personal, Brittany. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was, come on, what's his name? He played the cop show on the BBC that was so good.
Look at the comments. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba?
Yes, Idris Elba. They consider him to be the next 007. Or did he play the role of 007? I can't remember.
I don't think he's done it yet.
But like, yeah, could you just convince some middle-aged wife, like, your husband, he's not just an overweight dad, but bod, this guy's Idris Elba.
Well, when I did hypnosis, I always wanted to leave them with something very strong and positive to take from their lives. And that was some of the things that I would affirm, is that they would find that they could be successful at anything they chose to be, and that they would have deeper and stronger relationships with those that they desire to have relationships with. And however they interpret that, they will. But yes, you can.
So you finally
any kind of
enticed that
emotion-
girl to go cheat on her boyfriend with that crush that she had back in college.
Well, if you study any of those the pickup artists, the ones that how to get any woman you want, they're teaching.
PUAs?
Yeah, they teach hypnosis techniques.
Really?
Yes, that's all they're doing, is they're just teaching you, as I was talking about, just simple inductions. And that's really is, you learn inductions and you learn how to incorporate them into normal everyday conversation. And it's very powerful.
Wow, dude, that is awesome. So,
let's go get hypnotized. Let's end this live stream.
I was gonna say, I'm ready to just like dive right in. This is nuts. There's one last super chat. Let's hit it before we go.
Sorry, I gotta scroll. Joshua Martin. He says, I don't think I know Rodney personally, or was I hypnotized to forget that I do? No, but really, I just have a common name.
Okay.
I guess Joshua Martin. Yeah, there's probably a lot of those.
Yeah.
Joshua, yeah, it's pretty common.
Yeah,
right? You know?
yeah, it is.
And then Martin, that's common enough where I bet you there's multiple of those in every city's phone book. We'll just say that.
Probably
say that.
Probably
right?
so.
All right. So anyway, guys, wow. Rodney, thank you so much. This was a blast. This was awesome. I had a lot of fun.
Okay, let's go to Taco Bell and hypnotize ourselves into thinking it's really healthy.
That's what I was going to say are you going to do any more hypnotist shows now, or were you guilt tripped out of it by the church? I would say
no, I just stopped doing it because we closed the club, and I love doing stand up, because when you're doing hypnosis, all the other people are getting the attention. And when I'm doing stand up, it's all me getting the attention.
So you're an attention whore. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No, it just professionally, I just.
Well, it's a higher form of art. We can definitely say that. Yeah,
and it's fun. It's more lucrative. I trust me. I could probably make more money as a hypnotist than I can a comedian. But
really,
oh yeah, you can do really well. Yeah, I have friends who are making $20,000-$30,000 a month just doing hypnosis.
Whoa!
I'm quitting my job. I don't care what the church says about not doing hypnosis for entertainment. And I hope I.
Okay, let's do a meetup, WardRadio meetup, hypnosis style.
Dude, that is Before we go, chat, would you be interested in a WardRadio meetup? It wouldn't be for entertainment. It would just be for meeting up to see if this cheese is real, and just doing I don't know. I feel like we'd have to thread some kind of needle there or something.
Well, I had actually played around with the idea of doing doing hypnosis to kind of explain the mysteries of it, but do it for an audience that is. For a religious audience, and just kind of explain hypnosis and why it's powerful, how it can be beneficial, but also how it can be something that's very destructive.
Well, what
if we just make a disclaimer and say we're not trying to entertain you?
Yeah, then we're like the prohibition clubs. They're like,
exactly.
This isn't a pub. You're coming to watch the dog and pony show, and the booze is just free. You're not buying the booze.
Yeah. Well, it's the things that they tell you, saying, "Hey, you can't do anything immoral," and everything, they all know that that's not true. They're being they're kind of being truthful, but they're not really. And so to be able to talk about hypnosis and demonstrate it in a way that everybody understands that. Well, I think people should be educated about it. I think you should know, because it's being used against you all the time.
Well, I think it's very interesting to understand how we can convince ourselves into things, how sales tactics can be used to convince ourselves into things, but also how prayer can be used in a powerful way to really, I don't even want to say fake it till you make it, but just like invoke the blessings of heaven. Like God wants to give you these blessings. And just like Dieter Uchtdorf said, before I found out that he was donating to filthy baby killer Raphael Warnock, he said in his famous talk to like doubt your doubts, and also the analogy he made about going on the cruise ship to the beautiful destination without realizing that the food on the cruise ship was also free, that you're oftentimes missing out on many of the blessings that come free as part of the package, right? That maybe our own negativity is keeping us from ushering in some of those powers of heaven that could be relied upon more heavily if we were frankly just more positive, for lack of a better term. And so, I think these are all very valuable lessons. Before we go, I want to make sure we give a big shout out to, I didn't notice this before because it wasn't up, but Prepper's Apprentice is the URL. And she wrote, felt cute, might delete later. Don't you dare delete that. You got to be loud and proud. And I also want to get a big shout out for everybody that has purchased merch. I'm actually putting cool, happy customers up here.
Buy merch now.
Oh my gosh, the baby.
Yes. There's like this one I just saw posted. Is that not awesome? cute and adorable baby. I think this was Scotty Mitt's baby.
I was going to say, whose baby is that? That's cute.
Yeah, here we've got obviously Jackson Paul and his wife. I believe her name is Gracie. And if I'm not mistaken, this is, I believe, Mitt's as well. But yeah, we've got all kinds of cool, fun, happy characters sporting their merch. There's Rex Good. You know what I'm saying? And they're all happy. We're going to add to the mix our friends over there at Prepper's Apprentice, as well as Mehesh, which is literally the name of the other, what's it called? The other X.com poster. Or Twitter account. That's the word I was looking for, but it's not called Twitter anymore. So we're going to start slowly adding these things. Please make sure that when you guys buy the merch that you also put up a review, okay? This is where we get some of the really, really cool pictures. And now there's 2 reviews on the War in Heaven hat right here. And we're super stoked to see them. Oh, we got another one. I didn't see that one before. Yeah. Boom shakalaka. Says great quality hat. And then, oh, right here. Oh, this one was too funny. This guy literally, look at what he posted. Look at what he posted. There's Russell M. Nelson inside a War in Heaven hat. And then here's Gordon B. Hinckley flying a plane in his War in Heaven veteran hat. That was way too awesome. Aimed Music. Shout out to Aimed Music. That was hilarious. Loving the memes. This is awesome. I'm totally digging. We're going to have to put these smiling faces and these happy customers up on the website as well as soon as we are done. But anyway, thanks, guys. This has been great. Thank you very much, Rodney. Thank you very much, Brittany. As always, it's been real and it's been fun. And it's been real fun. For this and more, please make sure that you guys check us out at WardRadio.com.
I built a rocket in my basement. I'm gonna fly it to the moon. This supersonic is amazing. You're gonna feel my sonic boom. I'm flying higher and I'm never coming down. Look at me now. Look at me now. Look at me. We brought the funk into this function. Yeah. We show up dressing to the nines. Okay. Never need an introduction.